Adam here with the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is compare a couple of third row SUVs. So next to me here we have the 23 Chevrolet Traverse, and on the other side we have the 23 Volkswagen Atlas. So we'll look at the interior, the third row, second row, check out the driver's seat, and see which SUV might be perfect for you. So let's start by looking at the exterior on the Chevy Traverse. Now, like I said, this is the 23 model, and this trim level is the Premier all-wheel drive. So there's actually about 5 different trim levels. This one nears the top, just below the fully loaded High Country. Now, this has a lot to love if you're looking for a third row SUV. As far as the engine goes, this has a 3.6 liter V6. Now that's going to get you 25 miles per gallon on the highway, and it's going to be capable of towing 5,000 pounds. Now from there, this one rides on the 20-inch wheels, and the exterior looks great. It's going to be jet black over maple sugar. I love that interior name for this, and we'll dig into that in a little bit. But a few other things about the Chevy Traverse is maybe how you're going to configure one. So this one is going to be capable of having 7 or 8 passenger seating. When we're looking at the Volkswagen Atlas, that's going to be 6 or 7 passengers. So from there, again, the Chevy Traverse, you've got a lot of style and a lot of utility. The cargo space in this model is going to be very ample. Those third row seats will fold down, which gives you a ton of cargo space, and you have the roof rack rails up above, so you can throw a roof box up there, maybe some mountain bikes, kayaks. It's going to be a very usable SUV. Let's hop over to the Volkswagen Atlas. We'll check that one out. So on the exterior of the Volkswagen Atlas, this is the SEL Premium in the R-Line trim. So this is going to be pretty much at the top of the Volkswagen Atlas food chain. From there, this one also has the V6. So there is a 4-cylinder option, or this one, which is equipped with the V6, and the 4Motion, which is the all-wheel drive system. From there, same towing capacity. It's going to be 5,000 pounds when properly equipped, but the fuel economy on this one goes from 25 on the Traverse to this one down to 22 on the highway. So you do sacrifice a little bit of fuel economy when looking at this model. But from there, I love the styling on the Volkswagen Atlas. It looks great on the exterior, similar to the Traverse. It's going to have some cool chrome accents on here, and this one also rides on those 20-inch wheels, which gives both vehicles a very stunning and good-looking presence. Now, both models, whether we're looking at the Atlas or the Traverse, are going to have keyless entry. So you just walk up, click on the door handle, and it's going to open for you, and you're also going to have push-button start inside. So a few other things for the cargo on this one. Again, very similar. Those third row seats are going to fold down as well as the second row. But from there, this one also is going to have the roof rack, which makes it very usable if you're into camping or doing any outdoors activities, or you just need a little bit more space hauling the family around. Both are going to be very usable in that regard. Now, if you're looking at third row SUVs, there's a pretty good chance you're going to want to know about those second and third rows. So let's hop back over to the Traverse and we'll check that out. Okay, so let's start with the second row of the Traverse here. Again, this is the captain seats, so you're going to have 3, 2, and 2 configurations, and again, you can do a bench in this one, so you are going to bump that up to 8 passengers if you'd like to configure it that way. A few things in this model. Again, this is going to be one of the higher trim levels, so you are going to get heated seats for the second row. There's also a 120 volt, kind of a standard household plug, and a couple USBs. Not only that, but in the third row, they're also going to have USB-Cs back there, which is pretty cool. Now you can see we've got our second sunroof here, so you can control that from the front. And there's also another one, so it's a double pane sunroof. And as a rear passenger, it really opens it up back here, and it's a lot nicer. As far as the third row is concerned, there is quite a bit of room back there. Obviously, if the kids are a little bit smaller, they're going to fit a little bit better. And as they grow, it does get a little bit tighter back there in the third row. But what's nice is that I can pull these seats and slide forwards. So if I don't need as much room, or if they need a little more space, everybody can be more comfortable that way. These seats do fold. Like I said, they fold down flat, or you can kick them up if you have a car seat in here and slide the whole seat forward. So you're not unhooking those seats, people can crawl in the back, and it makes it a lot better. Let's jump back over to the Volkswagen Atlas, and we'll check out that second and third row. Okay, so in the Volkswagen Atlas, it's almost like having deja vu over here. We've got the heated seats, there's going to be climate control, you've also got USB plugs down there, and the 115 volt plug-in. This one is going to have the panoramic sunroof as well, so this is a full pane glass. The front does slide over the back, which is pretty nice, and again, opens it up nicely in here. From there, these seats, almost identical how they're going to fold and slide. So if you need to haul people around, you can put these on the slides, make sure everyone's comfortable. And then again, you can slide it back, fold them down if you're just hauling stuff around. It's a pretty cool setup, and it works very well. Now, as far as the third row is concerned, again, USBs back there, and the third row space, I didn't really notice much of a difference. It's almost identical to the Traverse, when especially you can slide these forward and back, or else kind of kick one side down if you're hauling stuff or going on a camping trip. There's a lot of ways to configure both of these vehicles, which makes it great for hauling people or stuff around. Okay, so now that we covered the second and third rows, let's go to the driver's seat of the Chevy Traverse. Okay, now that we're in the Chevy Traverse, what's the first thing we always have, right? Our cell phones. So this is gonna have wireless charging. We're gonna have Apple CarPlay that's also wireless, as well as Android Auto. From there, this one does have built-in navigation. You can go through all your climate control settings right here on the screen, or there is physical knobs down here, which is really nice. Now beyond that, the infotainment screen, you can pull up the 360 camera. So there's cameras in the front, back, and then underneath the side view mirrors here, which is really cool. And if you've got a tight garage spot, or if you've been to that busy Costco on the weekends, this is an awesome feature to have. And again, if you are doing any towing, this makes it really easy to back the boat into the lake. So beyond that, one of the other things that's pretty cool, there's a little button here. You can kind of hear it zip open. There's a little storage compartment in here. No one would ever find that. If maybe, like I said, you're going out to the lake, throw the wallet or any valuables you want in there, close it down, and then it only opens when you have the car or the keys in the car rather. So from there onto our steering wheel and infotainment screen, this is a heated steering wheel. So these maple sugar seats are also heated, and in this model they're going to be ventilated. But the heated steering wheel is one of my favorite features, and from there the digital display is really cool. Just going through the steering wheel here, you can see all your trip features. You can go back, set your navigation in here, your radio stuff, all your phone controls. It's really cool, and it's very simple to use. Took me about a minute to figure out what I was doing, and that's what I really like. When I get into a car, I want to know, okay, where's my heated seats? How do I turn the air conditioning on or off? Everything is still buttons. It's not just run through a climate or through an infotainment screen, which I really like. Now from there, these are also memory seats, so you can program those in. As well, you can program the liftgate in the back. So you can set it to a different height so it doesn't bump into your garage door maybe or anything like that. But there's a lot of really unique features in here that just make it really comfortable. Like I said, the seats are heated and ventilated, and they're extremely comfortable. You can do a lot of miles in here, and you've got your phone hooked up, you've got your navigation, I mean the cooled and heated seats, so no matter what the weather's looking like, plus with the all-wheel drive system, this is a great all-around third row SUV. One of my other favorite things in here is the rear view mirror. So there's a digital feed. So if you've got a bunch of kids or, like I said, camping gear and you can't quite see out of the rear window, you can flip that and it's a digital rear view mirror. Really cool feature there. So let's touch just for a second on safety features. Now, obviously, it's a brand new 23 model. You're gonna have a rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, front pedestrian warning. I mean, this also has the adaptive cruise control system. So when you're on the road, you can set 3, 2, or 1 car lengths, and it's gonna keep that distance. It makes it great if you're doing a lot of cabin trips or just a lot of time on the highway. It's a great, great safety feature. Let's hop over to the Volkswagen Atlas, and we'll take a look at that driver's area. Okay, so now that we're in the Volkswagen Atlas, again, it feels like the same vehicle, just a little different layout. I've got my phone here, so we've got wireless charging, as well as a couple USB-C chargers down there and a 12-volt plug. Now beyond that, again, a lot of similarities. I've got my wireless Apple CarPlay going, as well as Android Auto. This one also is gonna have the navigation built in, so it'll help you out there or all of your functions. One thing I did notice, this infotainment screen is a little bit trickier to get a hold of. It took me a little bit longer to kind of get my phone paired and find some of the settings I was looking for, but once you get it figured out, it's a really cool system, and it's got a lot of different things you can kind of set up to how the way you want it to look, and as well, the digital display is really cool. So you can get your navigation in here. So it took a little bit to kind of get through the menus, like I said, but once I got it figured out, this is pretty neat. There's a whole bunch of ways you can kind of change the view on here. I don't want to spend too long going through it, but once you get it figured out, it's a pretty cool system where you can either have your gauges or a full nav screen or your radio stuff. There's a lot of ways to configure that, which is really cool. It's also going to have the adaptive cruise control and a lot of the same safety features in here. Plus, you've also got that backup camera, which is pretty neat. And from there, there's also park assist. So you can set that, and it's going to help you if you're a terrible parallel parker. That's going to be a great feature to have because it's definitely going to help you out in a pinch. Now, a few other things, something I forgot to mention in the Traverse, that has the Bose sound system. And then in here, this has the Fender, like Fender guitars. It's got that sound system in here. Both are going to be very similar. I had my Spotify going on the wireless CarPlay, and it sounds great in here. Now, this one is going to just have the heated seats as well as a heated steering wheel, but no air-conditioned seats in this model. But again, the seats are really comfortable in here. There's a little bit more bolster on the side, so it does feel a little bit sportier kind of in this model, and the all-black interior is nice with some of the kind of light gray seats. But I mean, overall, both models are going to be very, very similar. Okay, so comparing the two, what do we think? I mean, there's so many similarities between the Traverse or the Atlas. If you're in need of 8 passengers, the Traverse will probably be a better option, as the Atlas doesn't offer that. But again, it's going to be very similar. A lot of similar equipment, whether it's the technology or some of the safety features that in here. And again, it kind of breaks down to style. Which one do you like better on the exterior? Which one has the better features for you? I mean, there's a lot to love about both of these models, and I think you gotta get out, take each for a spin, see what you think. So that was just a quick look at the Chevrolet Traverse and the Volkswagen Atlas. Now, if you'd like more information, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by any one of our dealerships. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.